We're going to have to put some tarp down. This could be like a Gallagher concert this morning. Okay, can I just say, Janice, one Twitter, Rudy Giuliani's press conference today included the most embarrassing hair product fail since There's Something About Mary.
There's that.
My box is sticky. Pardon me. That was something. Press conference? Something.
Hugo Chavez.
Uh-huh.
He's been
Who's dead for quite some time.
Yeah.
Oh, and are they there yet? The Michigan Republic, the legislators that...
They arrived today.
Oh, really? That the president ordered to come to Washington to meet with him to continue trying to steal the election? Uh-huh. So they got on a plane and they're going to go, see if they can do him a favor, though? Something like that? Okay. My stomach's a little... Okay, so if you followed the progression last night, right?
Yes.
So there was a guest on Chris and on Rachel that both said, I wish I could tell you there is 0% chance this can happen, but there is not, including the guy that predicted this is exactly what they were going to do at this point. The whole trying to get the electors to just... this is new. Just give it to Trump. Just give it to Trump. Just...
That's the idea.
Yeah. Just, okay. Just appoint him. Okay. And then my stomach then was, and then Neil Katyal came on Brian Williams and said this is not going to happen. So then my stomach went back to, some sort of level of sort of, okay. See, here's what also, so Chris talking to me in that, I can't decide if it's patronized or condescending voice for a couple of weeks, I can't tell if that's calming because technically you agree with the astrologer from Britain that you think is that this is all going to be fine.
Yeah, but
I agree with Neil Katyal.
Yeah.
I agree with Neil Katyal.
This is all going to be
the
fine.
Astrologer, yes.
But Chris is always wrong, so that's the other thing that also made my stomach.
I was right about Trump being president.
Didn't the astrologer give you a date?
It's not my astrologer. It's somebody sent me.
Oh,
the
she's
story.
yours. She's all
yes.
yours.
Well, it could be today. It's Joe Biden's birthday today. And
It is.
I think she said today. She said it would be settled by today. Well, he won Georgia again. Congratulations to Joe Biden on his birthday for winning Georgia again. So it's going to be certified today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Midwin Charles said, by the way, Michigan GOP board canvassers attempted to disenfranchise thousands of black people in Wayne County, and not one armed black person stormed the Michigan state capitol.
Nope.
I think we should make note of that,
Yes.
perhaps. I don't know that we thought this strategy was going to be this blatant.
Yeah.
Just the black cities don't get to vote. So are we back before, like after slavery, but black people still couldn't vote? Like, where are we exactly in our history?
I'm not surprised that strategy is coming from Trump. Yeah, because that's kind of what he's done his entire adult life.
Yes. Oh, that's true. It's like he's keeping black people out of his buildings, but just out of his voting buildings.
It's not surprising that he's attempting this.
Yeah. No, this is the thing. I'm spacing on the writer that I think it was Chris had on last night, that he wrote this whole piece that this is what they're going to do because they did telegraph it, and this is exactly what they're doing.
Ernest Hemingway was the writer.
Yes, and a lot of people are going back and forth just like I am between laughing at how hilarious, and you're just like, you can't believe. Oh my God, the hair dye and the absolutely like one after the other conspiracy theories. And then what's her name? Super Sasquatch lady, Sidney Powell. She just said it, right? She went on Fox Business and went, well, the swing state, they gotta just give the votes to Trump. I was like, what? She said they just gotta throw them out and then just give those votes. They gotta give those electoral votes to Trump. I was like, what?
They're like the Stepford lawyers. It's like they're just up there with this blank stares. It's like,
Oh my God, that was a Star Wars bar scene.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Trudy with the hair dye and the Sasquatch lady. Listen, just put the ball in the basket and shut up. Put the ball. It's the one flew over the cuckoo's nest joke.
Oh yes.
Put the star on the Christmas tree, ball in the basket, and just shut up. But how could Hugo Chavez? He's been dead for how many? How could he have been a part of this?
I read her. She explained it to Maria Bartiromo this morning.
Oh
Yes.
dear.
She said Hugo Chavez gave the money to Dominion to start the company in order to switch votes in Venezuela. That's how Hugo Chavez...
So he didn't mean to do this. But
Right. That's how Hugo Chavez affected the Trump vote.
but he posthumously stole our election as well.
Right.
He's good.
Inadvertently.
Yes.
He's good. Those are some
Yeah.
mad skills.
Wow. But also there's something Soros international
And
conspiracy. Huh?
And China.
Right.
Oh, and the Clinton Foundation.
Yes.
Oh, and the Clinton Foundation. Yes,
Yes.
we had to get the Clintons in there and they were. Don't. Tell
Yeah,
me.
don't.
Okay.
We're giving this too much air, actually.
Okay, so I don't. Right, but it's happening, so we have to talk about it because it is happening, and it is something we should never ever forget. This disgrace that is going on before. This is sedition. There is no other way to describe this. This is treason. It is sedition. Whatever you want to call this. That
also,
Republicans are complicit in this.
Wasn't that also, that's the jangly, shiny thing that they want us paying attention to?
Right.
While he's calling the Michigan legislature to D.C. to
Absolutely.
strong-arm them
Okay, and
into...
somebody said at what point does this become criminal? Is this not criminal? Is this not criminal? He's calling them personally, the President of the United States, to... Okay. And now they're flying to D.C.
Yeah.
Okay. And who's it? The Republican head of that board has already gone on record saying this is not going to happen. So who knows, once like Trump puts the screws to them today, I mean, there are plenty of serious people that are seriously worried about what's happening because this has become a lawless party.
Yeah.
And not just a lawless president, just a completely lawless party
Well,
that will do anything to hang on to power. It is the fact that they're doing this is really important, and we should give it a lot of air. Yes.
Well, and we saw this on Tuesday night where they voted correctly in Michigan to certify the election in Detroit or Wayne County.
Yeah.
And then he calls and strong arms. I think her quote was, adrenaline was high. That's code for he was yelling at her and screaming at her to change her vote.
But then he said he was
her...
just concerned about me, and he's such a empathetic, as we all know, compassionate person that was just worried about her safety.
And then,
I'm sure that's what the conversation was.
Well, it's all those threats from Grosse Pointe Antifa.
Right. I can't wait to talk to Angela V. Shelton of the Detroit Sheltons about the Grosse Pointe Antifa.
Yes.
Because what did they lob cans of caviar or what? That sounds terrifying. Maybe it was John, what's his name? Cusack maybe threw the boombox after playing In Your Eyes. Is that?
No.
Grosse Pointe is very wealthy.
Yes.
Suburb.
It's a yachting neighborhood.
He was in Grosse Pointe Blank, which was a movie.
Right.
Say anything.
Different movie.
Yeah, it didn't take place in.
But maybe he would
in our head
still use that as a weapon.
Okay.
But it would be a very high-end boombox.
Of course.
Like in Grosse Pointe, they'd pull up to you and say, "Do you have any Grey Poupon?" You'd say no, and then they'd take a blackjack to you and hit you upside the head.
Right. Or whip the Grey Poupon at your head. That's no party.
They would be using the Bumblebee tuna, that's for sure.
Okay, so are we at the point, Tucker Carlson calls out Trump lawyer Sidney Powell for outrageous election fraud claims she never sent us. So he laid it all out there, and then he said, but she didn't send us any evidence at all. Okay, and then got annoyed with him for asking, I guess. What was with Rudy? I don't understand. He was like Robert plays an airplane with the flop sweat, but then I don't.
It was more like the guys in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
How do you make $20,000 a day and you have that cheap hair? What is it? Shoe polish? How is it?
There was also another sequence where someone else was talking and he was standing behind the person talking.
Oh, yeah.
He took out his handkerchief, blew his nose,
Oh,
folded
ew.
it snot side out,
I saw it.
and wiped his face with it.
He wiped his mouth first.
Yes,
And
wiped
then his face.
with it.
I saw it. He is so gross.
You
I
can't
know.
take that back. You can't unsee that.
Okay. Don't you have to, even Trump just at least has a sense of television? He doesn't look at this clown show and go, oh my God.
Actually, he looks at it and says, it's working because no one's paying attention to me calling the Michigan people to D.C. to
But
strong
people
arm
are
them.
paying attention to it. They're reporting on everything.
Yeah.
It's, okay. Yes, this is experts are on edge as news breaks that the two top Republican officials in the state of Michigan are flying to D.C. today to meet with Trump at his request. Some are warning of a possible coup. Even the New York Times is saying Trump tries to subvert the election, inviting Michigan GOP lawmakers to the White House after failing repeatedly in court to overturn election results. Trump is taking the extraordinary step of reaching out directly to Republican state legislatures as he tries to subvert the Electoral College process. Michigan, by law, is required to certify its election results Monday. So Georgia's today. Michigan is Monday. Okay, Joe Biden won Michigan by a lot, 150,000
Yes.
votes,
Yes.
3 percentage points. There are no credible reports of fraud. Trump has just declared himself the winner, so that's a new thing too.
Yeah, and he called it the election hoax this morning on Twitter.
Right. Some are worried lawmakers could use the legislatures to substitute Trump-supporting electoral college electors, thereby swinging the state. And then what they're hoping for is that it's a domino thing, that if they do it, they can get other states to do it that would give him that would throw it to the House, where if it went to the House, then he would be appointed? What? Okay.
So the way
It's
it
not
works
gonna
in,
happen.
the way it works in the House is each congressional delegate from a state gets a vote.
Right.
And however that state goes, that's what the vote is.
Yeah.
And there are more majority Republican
Right.
state caucuses.
Right. It's always something just when your stomach calms, because you're like, oh, the House, we have the House. Oh, no, there's that arcane something thing. Yes, many of our friends on the Twitters, this is it's my baby monitor as well. Tom Hartman said now he's moving to his 12th Amendment strategy, that time to absolutely raise the alarm. So, while I want to agree with you, Chris, that it is going to be fine, and I think it will be, I do also think serious people say take this seriously,
Yes.
and
the appropriate people are taking it seriously.
Chris
Absolutely.
Chris Hayes says this is really nuts. He is actually actively attempting a coup. Stuart Stephen called it sedition the other night. I'm inclined to agree. Audra Wolf, a historian, said, I'm sincerely frightened at where this is going to end. Dave Zinn said, I need someone to explain to me why this isn't election tampering. I need someone to explain why the Dems' hair on fire isn't on fire about all this. Everything will work out fine is not a strategy against a desperate cornered pig who happens to hold executive power. Yep, Jesse Lee, criminal conspiracy in plain sight. Michelle Goldberg, I hope Congress is prepared to subpoena them right after this. Yeah, I swear to God, you did not think something could be worse and more lawless than his actual presidency. And this is worse, isn't it? I mean, I don't.
Well, he's cornered. Of course he's lashing out in any way he can.
I don't.
This is what he does. It's what he's done his entire career.
I know, but it's just the entire democratic system of the United States, and the fact that wasn't that Travis Witch thing? Wasn't it at the Republican something headquarters? I mean,
Yes, they were at the RNC headquarters. So this was an official announcement from the RNC. This wasn't at Four Seasons Landscaping.
I mean, never, ever forget this.
Yeah.
Throw them all out in, what's the next one? 20. I hope this helps in Georgia as well, because this is just, it's beyond insane. I need a boo and a foo. Hello, Karen in Chicago. Hello.
Yeah, no, Steph, I agree. And I really do think, there were in Georgia, there were Democrats that voted for Biden and then voted for Republicans down ticket.
Yeah.
I do think that this could potentially help Ossoff and, sorry, the other fellow's name. But
Karen,
anyway.
I have to keep checking. This election was not even close. Right? He's ahead by at least 6 million votes now. 306, which is Trump called a mandate and a blowout and a landslide, and so did Republicans a million times, right?
Yeah,
and that's the only thing that I think will save us is people are like, it's too many votes in too many states. I mean,
and the behavior of Lindsey Graham, all of these people, maybe South Carolina and Kentucky and Texas need to be looked at again.
Yeah.
What happened there,
Well, right. This is them. This is the mask is off, Karen. They're like, we are election stealing, traitors, and we don't care who knows it, right?
Election stealing mofos.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Read by